If you've got to the point of watching this case study, then there are a few things that I know about you. I know you love a challenge, I know you love achieving new goals, and I know that you prioritize your health and your fitness. But I also know that your life feels like there's something missing, like you're searching for something. It feels like you are crystal clear with your goals at the gym, but then those goals get a little hazy when it comes to your career and your relationships, and when it comes to looking after you, your inner self. What would you give to be absolutely clear on your goals for all areas of your life? To know your plan with your career? To clearly understand what you want from your relationships? How much better would you feel about your life if you had a coach, a program, and a community to support you in achieving your goals for things like life and work and family and fun? Just like you've got a program and a coach or a trainer in the gym. What would you give to see all areas of your life grow and feel rewarded for all of your efforts, just like you've experienced with your fitness? Well, the only way to get there is by following a proven method, with a qualified coach and a program that is adapted to your unique needs. And it begins with asking yourself who you truly want to be and what you truly want. Now, this might sound simple, but the hard truth is most of us have no idea who we are and no idea what we want. We know some of the things we love, like we love to train and we love our kids and we love our dogs, but only a lucky few people who ask themselves the right questions and receive the right qualified guidance can say that they are truly rewarded, fulfilled, and live their entire life on purpose. Hi there and welcome to this 8-week Life Hack Masterclass and case study. My name is Michael Pule and I'm the founder of the 8-week Life Hack. And in just a moment we are going to cross to a live in-session Q&A with Emma, who is just one of the many trainers and fitness lovers that we've helped find clarity in all the areas of their life. And if this sounds like exactly what you need, well then great, because you too will be able to follow along with the activities and begin your journey to find more passion and more purpose inside and outside of the gym. But before we get to that, let me be honest with you for just a moment, because I did not originally make this program for you. I did not originally become a coach to help people like you. I actually began this journey to help me. You see, I was a 28-year-old lawyer. I did all the right things. I got the good grades, I traveled for life experience, I went to uni, I interned, and I followed the path all the way to being a young lawyer in Sydney. And life was, well, it was okay, life was fine. But then in the same 12-month period, I lost my sister quite tragically, and I lost my father quite suddenly. And in a moment, just like that, life changed. And I realized life is way too short to be doing something that we are half-hearted about. We need to do what we love to do. We deserve to live a life led by our whole heart. And so I spent years and money and resources seeking better connection with myself, and seeking better results, and seeking better health, and a better understanding of what I truly wanted for my life. And I was successful in that journey. I found my answers. And I thought, hey, I'd love to help others. And after studying a master's in psychology of coaching and becoming a coach, I designed version 1 of this 8-week Life Hack program. And in those first few programs, something amazing happened. I realized quite quickly that the biggest impact I was having was with others who are also searching for more, for better. I realized that the people that I resonated with the most were other people that wanted a better life. Other hard workers, other people who put in a lot of effort, who were willing to be a little bit more disciplined, a little bit more structured. People who prioritize their health and their fitness. Fitness lovers just like you. Fitness lovers who aren't afraid to commit to a plan, to use the expert advice of coaches, who know the benefits of a team environment to grow and to be better. And it is you who I am passionate about helping. Hi there and welcome to the 8-week Life Hack case study and masterclass. Today we are thrilled to be joined by Emma. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
We've actually just finished a little workout and it's our privilege to have Emma with us because she's actually already done the course. So welcome.
Thank you.
Emma, tell me what were some of the big takeaways for you from having done the 8-week Life Hack?
Biggest takeaways for me were understanding what my values are. Actually, I've never sat down and thought about that from a personal and a business perspective. So I think that was the biggest takeaway for me, actually writing that down.
Oh, great. And you can see now how they connect to everything that you're doing?
yeah, and it's completely changed like how I'm showing up in my relationship, in my business, and training, which is which I probably always was. I just didn't realise what they actually were.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'd love to hear that. So thank you. And how'd you find the delivery of it? What do you think about the
Really simple platform. I found it quite easy to use. The video was really beneficial for me, and they just landed really well. Like the language that was used was great, and just the fact that it was a weekly thing, I think was good. Like you got your email every week, it reminded you to do it. It's half an hour a week, and just very clear process of what was happening. So it flowed really well for me.
Great, because we are obviously going for a program and it's that structured approach, so we love to hear that's worked well. Luckily for us, you've already done all these exercises, so what we're going to go through today for everyone at home is a masterclass on working out your own values, your core values, which are kind of the core character traits or the core attributes within you that get you to act the way you do in life. And if you follow your values, you're looking to live a more fulfilled and a more connected life. So we're going to do a couple of exercises with you today.
Okay.
The first one's called the what, who, and why, and then we work out a few values from that. And the second exercise is called the admiration hunt, which I know that you enjoyed doing almost 9 weeks ago now.
Yeah.
So we'll kick off, and you guys can follow along at home as well. So I'll ask Emma the questions, obviously, but you sitting at home with your own notepad or however you may be doing it can answer the questions and see how we're going to find out and clarify your own values. So the first question, I want you to just pick an area of your life.
Business.
Okay, so we're looking at business at work. If you're at home, could be finances and work as well. And tell me, what's a decision that you've made in the last 6 months or will make in the near future in that area?
A decision I've made recently is to move away from weekly payments from my clients as a personal trainer and moving more towards a package style payment.
Okay, so looking to go away from weekly and into packages.
Correct.
And who does that benefit?
It benefits them from a buy-in perspective. So they're essentially paying for a product and a results-based product over just a weekly PT session that they might leave feeling unfulfilled by. However, if we're working on an actual roadmap of 3 months, for example, the sessions don't have to be amazing every week. I don't feel like they can leave knowing that it's part of the process.
Okay.
It's also benefiting me because I don't feel like I've got to give them I've got to smash them every single session because they're paying for a weekly session, which I think a lot of PTs feel they have to do. Like they've got to crawl out the door, so they see value in it.
Okay, so two aspects. It's like benefiting you, obviously,
Yeah.
and benefiting them as well. And why is it important for you to get that benefit for them to see that longer term approach?
Benefiting me because that's more aligned with what I'm delivering. It just feels more natural for me to create a journey for somebody over just getting someone fit.
Okay.
Like there's different aspects that I also want to work on with those.
And why is it important for you to have that journey with them?
For me, it's important because I want to be with them during that process and I can actually see change and I'll be able to witness the results with them and celebrate it with them as well.
Yep.
And that makes me feel good, knowing that they're getting that and it's actually making a change for them. And for me, it makes me feel like I'm doing my bit for humanity, I guess.
Yep. And what's one word that kind of represents that for you?
Building, relationship, I guess. Like, it's important to me to have relationships personally and professionally as well. It just seems to be a big thing that I enjoy and naturally do it. So therefore...
And that's exactly how these values are going to work for each and every one of you at home as well, is there'll be something that's within you that you're like, I naturally do that. And they're the words that we're looking for. So you can see how this exercise works. It's kind of what area and what decision you've made in that area, who's that benefiting, why is it important to benefit them, and then try and work out one word. And if you can't get one word, like it was a little bit difficult for Emma and I there, then you just keep asking deeper and deeper and deeper until you find, what's the real thing that's driving you to do that. Okay, so pick another area of life.
Relationship.
Okay, so your relationships. What's a decision in the last 6 months that you've made or you will make in the near future in the area of relationships?
A decision I've made is to spend more time on myself to be better in the relationship.
Yep.
So actually developing better relationships outside of just the relationship, so I'm not relying on that for my own happiness.
Okay.
That's a decision I made about 6 months ago.
Okay, and that's benefiting you obviously.
It's benefiting
and
me.
So why was it important to make that decision?
It was important because it was putting pressure on my relationship in terms of relying on that person a bit too much when it wasn't necessary, and also not focusing on my own.
Okay, and what's one word that kind of represents that, you know, that ability to look after yourself?
Self-care
Yep.
would be, and like that really resonates with me, and I do encourage other people to do it a lot. So I think it was just time for me to do that.
Yep. Great. So good to have heard that, and obviously having made that decision is, you know, why you came along to the 8-week life hack anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go one more area. Let's go with fitness now. What's the decision you've made in the last 6 months or in the near future?
Decision I've made, again, I've already made this decision, was to have less pressure on my performance and just actually go with how I'm feeling.
Yep.
And it's interesting because the performance has actually gotten better from that.
Yep.
So I'm not like putting heaps of pressure on, have to train every day, I have to lift this, have to hit these numbers. Once that went, it's kind of relaxed and happened naturally.
Nice. And
Yeah.
obviously that's benefiting you.
Yep.
So what was the decision? That's the decision. Who's it benefiting? You. And why was it important to make that change to benefit you?
Because it's my job. So I do feel like I want to practice what I'm preaching and be a good example to everyone else around me.
Okay, and what's the one word that kind of encompasses all of that?
The one word is inspirational,
Okay,
I guess.
Yep.
Inspiring.
great. Okay, so you can see that we've done 3 different areas of life. We did business, we did relationships, and we did fitness. We asked those questions until we came down to one word for each area. So with Emma, we had relationships, we had self-care, and we had inspiring. And you can do the exact same process at home. Alright, and the second exercise we're going to do is called the admiration hunt. So the idea here is that you come up with, say, 9 or 10 names of people that you most admire. Now that can be people that you know, it can be famous people, fictional people, it could even be people that you kind of make up, I'd like to be like this person, or I'd like this person, someone like this in my life. It can be people from history as well. That's a great place to find them. And then when you've got those people, you come up with the 2 or 3 character traits or the two or three attributes of them that you most admire. And then maybe you could think about why you admire them. And you just got to write these things down. It's just a bit of a brainstorming exercise to come up with 20 or 30 value traits that you might want to adopt. So Emma, admiration hunt, you may remember doing this. What were some of the names of the people that you most admired?
I mean, most of them were people that I see on a day-to-day basis.
Okay.
Mainly friends, people in the gym who I admire. And my partner, obviously, he's one of them.
Yep.
He's called Alex.
Alex, all right.
Yep.
We'll put Alex down.
Yep.
Maybe give me 3 or 4 other names. We won't do all of them.
Another one would be Annika. Another one is Charlotte. And Nathan would be number 4.
Okay, so there's 4 names. You can do 10 at home though as well. And I want you to give me 2 or 3 character traits of each of those people. So let's start with Nathan. What are the 3 character traits that you'd like to have adopt in your life?
Grounded.
Yep.
He's big on self-care and he's got a high level of awareness.
Wonderful. What about Alex?
Alex is extremely calm in any situation,
Very good.
very pragmatic
Yep.
and emotionally intelligent.
Wonderful. Charlotte?
Charlotte is wise. She's high energy
Yep.
and very, I don't know what the word would be, but almost just untouchable. She's just very real and just a
Okay.
realist.
Untouchable, real, realist.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. And then the last one was Annika.
Annika is motivated effortlessly. She's looks after herself, you know, with her food,
Yep.
and is just successful in her job role.
Okay, can you give me one word for that idea of successful in a job role?
She's confident.
Okay. Let's do one more person. What's another name that was on that list?
Trevor.
All right, and tell me about Trevor's attributes.
Trevor is charismatic.
Yep.
He is really inspiring. and he's a multitasker.
Multitasking. Okay, so as you can see there playing along at home, you come up with the 10 names and you come up with the 2 or 3 attributes of them that you want to adopt or that you most admire in that person. And then when we've got that big list, you end up with close to 30 new values that you might want to bring into your life, or that you may really start resonating with you deeper in your heart and in who you want to be. And that's what we're aiming for by doing the admiration hunt. All right, so now that you've done your brainstorming, you've got that big list, now what we're going to do is we're going to refine and we're going to clarify. So essentially we're going to refine and group like with like. So if you're reading through your list, so we'll take Emma's list for example, and you've got things like awareness was one of them, so was high emotional intelligence, and so was being wise or wisdom. So you put all those together, and that's what we want to do now. So we'll do that with yours, Em. We can put those ones together, EI, obviously awareness and wisdom. What were some of the other ones? Self-care came up a lot. Where would you put charismatic? What would that kind of go with, do you think?
Would charismatic go with emotional intelligence?
Yep.
And awareness?
Yep, probably group
Because
that in there.
read in the room in terms of, yeah.
I think maybe confidence works in there as well.
Yeah, agree.
With the charismatic.
Yeah.
And that untouchable
Yeah.
is kind of in there. So we'll group those. Inspiring. So if we go back to the task you did at the start, the 3 questions, you had relationship, self-care, and inspiring. So inspiring kind of goes with obviously the ones with Annika. You had motivational.
Yeah.
You had Trevor. You had inspiring. Where would you put multitasking?
Just that ability to be doing several things at once really well. Confidence.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yep. And then you had grounded and calm.
Yeah.
Okay, so from all of those that we did with Emma, we did 5 people, 3, we had 15 different character traits plus the ones that she'd already put in. So we're looking at 18. We're able to refine them to a list of about 5 or 6 groups. And what we want to do now is we want to dismiss the ones that don't resonate and pick the one that really highlights that group. So for her, if we're looking at maybe the emotional intelligence, awareness and wisdom, what out of those, what's one word that kind of covers all of those, do you think?
For me, it would be awareness.
Okay, so awareness would be a core value. Okay, so confidence, untouchable, multitasking, what would you want to cover there? Confidence? Okay, so confidence is going to be one of the core values. Confidence and awareness is what we've got now. Okay, so what about pragmatic, calm and grounded?
Grounded.
Grounded. So we grab grounded, we bring that to the side, we cross out the others, and you get grounded as a core value. Let's just do one more. All right, so self-care, motivated and inspiring.
Self-care, really, I've just noticed how important that is for me.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So you can even see in that short little 7 or 8 minutes that we've gone through, we've brainstormed a whole bunch of different values that you thought of, and then we've refined them into a group, and now we've just got 4 key ones there. So you had grounded, awareness, self-care, and confidence. Okay, so and doing that at home as well, you want to get to a point where you've got somewhere between 5 and 7 values is normally about the perfect pitch. One of the things you do want to realize though is that if this is the first time you're doing it, you can have 20, that's fine. You will refine them over time. And how did you find doing the process back in week 1?
Changed every week, the values changed. I would take one out, put them in.
Yep.
But overall, I could see a pattern for sure.
Yeah, you can definitely, and you end up coming down to like a really core.
Yeah.
So for instance, relationships is one that came up for you right at the beginning, but we didn't really bring it up again in the exercises, and yet that still remains a core value. Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
So you'll find you'll get, as I said, between 5 or 7. And now to be able to give you something to take home, we're going to do 2 more exercises. One's called One Habit, and one is called One Decision or One Conversation. So I want you to think about the values that we just came up with: grounded, awareness, confidence, and self-care. And what's one habit that you can implement today to kind of highlight one of those values? One
habit I could add in would be a meditation.
Okay. So a bit of self-care is the value there, and you want to do a bit of meditation each day.
Yeah.
I want you guys to do the same thing at home. What's one habit that you can implement right now to take advantage of the values that you've just decided are your core values? So for Em, she's gone with self-care, means a lot to her in here. What's one thing she can do? She can go out and start meditating and create a habit of meditation. The second exercise that we're going to do now is One Conversation or One Decision. So let's think, I want you to do this in business.
Okay.
So the business area, you'd recently just made that decision to get people to do the longer term
Yep.
journey, so that you're not just getting them on the pinch hit.
Yeah.
But think about a value of yours. So you had awareness, grounded, self-care, or confidence, or relationships. One of those values, and what's one decision that you can make in business, or perhaps what's one conversation you need to have that could work on one of those values?
I guess confidence would be one for me, just in the industry that I'm in. It is quite male dominant.
Yep.
And just being confident with what I'm offering is huge for me, and knowing my worth in that way. And a conversation I could have, there's a couple of hard conversations I could have with clients who potentially aren't aligned with what I'm doing at the moment, and essentially just having that conversation and letting them know that maybe we're not kind of right for each other in that.
And that'll meet the relationships value as well, in that you're bringing the right people and maybe getting rid of the not so right.
Correct.
But also what can happen, and you'll find this as well, is when you have the conversation, they might come and meet you.
Yeah.
It may just be that you haven't said enough yet.
Correct.
So that's what I want you guys to think about, that you can either make one decision or have one conversation. And often it is a hard conversation that you've been putting off for a long time. That when you finally reach down to what some of your core values are, and you think, why haven't I done that? And then you go and have that conversation, suddenly you bring more energy towards that core value of yours. So for you, you're thinking confidence, and you're thinking, I haven't had the confidence to kind of say to this person, we're not right, and or you need to lift your game, or whatever the case is. You go and do that. Not only may they come and lift the game and meet you, which means they're training harder and getting better results, and then joining the journey and and the domino effect happens. So at home, what's one conversation or one decision you can make in one of your areas based on one of the values that you've just come up with? Okay, so we spent some time clarifying our values. We clarified Emma's, and hopefully at the same time you've clarified yours at home, where you've done that brainstorming list, then you've refined them down, and then you've crossed out some, and you've worked out which ones really speak to you the most. And you've got 5 or 7 different values there ready to go. And then we've done the one habit or the one conversation and one decision, so that you can go and implement something right now to start fulfilling your life with the values that you've decided mean the most to you. Thanks for joining me, Em, and thanks for doing the course. I look forward to seeing all the results that you're getting into the future from it.
Yeah, thank you.
So you've begun the journey now, and no doubt you're feeling energetic and slightly intrigued, and perhaps not as enlightened as you had hoped. I get it, but I promise that you will. Because whilst you've asked yourself some key questions now, and you've begun to build your foundations, we have to remember, each individual journey needs individual, qualified coaching guidance, which we cannot do via this video. No, we need to get to know one another, and we need to have a strategy session. Because every single person I work with is unique, and to find your clarity and your growth, we will need to adjust your journey and your experience to you. See, qualified coaching guidance is the key ingredient to bringing your goals and your dreams to your life. Just like in the gym, and just like with your health, we all need help and guidance. I did, and I know you will too. That's if you want it. You can always continue to be going, trying to do it solo or with less qualified advice. And you can always repeat the mistakes you've been making, or you can book into a strategy session with me, see if we're the right fit, and join the team of fitness lovers growing and thriving in all areas of their life. A strategy session with me is around 30 minutes. We can Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, audio call, it's your choice. And during that chat, we find out a little bit more about one another. We find out if you're willing to do the work, and we find out if you're the right person for me to help. And then if we are the right fit, great. We can begin the journey of creating a life full of PRs and full of achievement and full of fulfillment. Or we're not the right fit, and you've spent 30 minutes getting a clearer understanding of your core values, and we depart as friends. There's really no downside for you. And as of right now, I have 6 remaining spots to fill in the current intake. So I'm looking for 6 members that meet our criteria. I'm looking for 6 fitness lovers who know that growth comes from challenging themselves. I'm looking for fitness lovers who are going to take action based on their desires and their needs. I'm looking for fitness lovers who are driven to grow and driven to be their best self. I'm not looking for people who are looking for a quick fix. I'm not looking for people who don't look after themselves. And I'm most definitely not looking for people who are happy to stay where they are in life. So if this sounds like you, and this is the chance you've been waiting for, the first step is to apply. Apply for your strategy session on the link below, and as I receive your application, you'll be able to schedule a time with me for your one-on-one call. And this is when we get the momentum going, when we truly build the vision, when we see the changes needed for you to become who you want to be and going about getting what you want for all of your life. So if this feels like it's right for you, click the link below and apply. See if you qualify and follow the instructions on the next page to book in with me. With a little bit of coaching and a little bit of accountability, we can grow all areas of your life and you can feel completely fulfilled in everything that you do.